long ass rant! So Reitannite, Reitanna Seishin. Sorry if I sound super duper excited. My sleeping medication didn't work properly last night. I couldn't get to sleep, and I slept until 5:30 today. I just recorded a dream journal where I explain that, so I'll probably post that later. I just feel like that I need to complain while I'm scouring blend swap for cool things. Because, I don't know, something popped up in my spam and it really bugged me. I think it's funny when things that have nothing to do with other people bug them, but it doesn't bug the person who it concerns. I know I already explained the Encyclopedia Dramatica thing, so that was its own rant. And it's really funny because I got a couple of people who commented as if I had been upset by the site, by the page, and I'm like, somebody didn't listen to the video. And then I assume they listened to it and they just never commented back, and I'm like, yeah, you feel stupid? Ooh, a low poly Vespa. I need to sneeze. Anyway, so in my spam there was a reply to an old comment that said something really long. It was like, I noticed that you're losing subscriptions and it blah blah blah. It's like, if you continue muffins then blah 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 blah. And when I got that comment, I was like, what the fuck? If I could remember what video it's on, I would go ahead and read it, but I just deleted not deleted, I marked it as, report abuse or spam or whatever, the reply, that is. It was really audacious, and I wanted to punch the person in the face because they have no idea what they're talking about. But the reply said something, I didn't read it all, because I was just like, okay, so this is what you're saying, and, fuck you. So, it said, probably the reason why her sub count is getting smaller is because, she does these long-ass rant things, and, the Encyclopedia Dramatica page, goddamn, Kara, you're almost 30, right? And then that's where I stopped. I was like, okay, well, you're gonna be a bitch, and I really don't have the time for you to bitch at me, because I've done nothing wrong. I've done nothing to you. So, logically, doesn't that mean that you should just, mind your own business? I mean, I don't get it why people have to start something. I'm just like, listen, I would understand if I did something to you, but I didn't. So, just, why do you care? And that's what brings me to the sub count loss ? Honestly, in fact, let me go take a look at my whatever they're called. Analytics. I am not certain. I'm not certain how to look at this. Okay. So, from January 5th, 2018, February 1st, that's like an entire month. I want all time. Can I do all time? Or like for the last year? That's what I would need. last year. YouTube, there we go, okay. So, within 2017, it says, I gained 7,523 subscribers, and I only lost 3,060. So, that's nothing. And then, this month, or more like this year so far, I had a big drop January 10th. Why? So for some reason, on January 10th, I lost 51 subscribers. What did I post anything on January 10th? Let's see, January 27th, was Welcome to the Ool. On January 10th, I posted another impressive example of idiocy. So that makes perfect sense. But 51 subscribers is nothing. How many subscribers do I have? Go to channel. And I don't know what I'm doing. I have 47,710. So that's a pretty big number for a smaller channel like me. And from what I see, so far this year, I have gained 629 and only lost 328. So that averages out to 301 subscribers this year. And, you know, that's normal, guys. I'm going to lose subscribers. I mean, the reason why you can't see that big channels lose subscribers is because they have so many subscribers. And yeah, I guarantee that I am losing people who only care about muffins, but those are the people who I don't want on my channel. It's like people obsess over the number of subscribers you have. Yes, I'm quite proud of becoming the recognizable channel. I'm not going to say well-known, and I'm not going to say famous, because that's not true. I am pretty proud of it. I didn't mean to do it, honestly, and it was never important to me. What YouTube is about for me is, just like DeviantArt, creating things and sharing them, and, you know, whether they're just simple videos where I'm ranting about stuff, or whether it's a narration of a story that I've worked on for months. It doesn't matter, because this channel isn't like some sponge or some magnet that's trying to attract popularity. That's what I don't get about newer channels and people and youth in general. It seems like this generation is obsessed over being famous. A majority of them, and this has been done by some study that I don't remember what I saw the study on, that a majority of teens and preteens hold becoming famous more important than anything in their life, even more than kindness. And that explains a lot. And it's like, don't you think that if you're kind, you might actually, you know, become more popular, but that's the thing, is popularity isn't important. What's important is that you're working hard and you enjoy the things you do. Now, because of stress and circumstance and situational depression, I have not had very good work ethic. I have been taking a narration hiatus because I was doing it so much that it was draining the life out of me. And currently, just everything has been draining the life out of me and Michael, and, you know, he's mentally sound. It's just like, it's not a good time to try and force myself to do something, because then the quality is not going to be good. Like, I've started the next story in Muffins. I've started it. But I came to a point where I was like, okay, well, I know what's happening in the story. I know how it goes. I've thought about it for, like a year or two or something. I don't know. I can't tell time. Well, I mean, like, I have no sense of time, and I have no idea why. It's like, I got to a point where I thought to myself, I'm like, if I keep going, if I force myself to keep going, it's not going to be good. And the point of continuing the series, instead of leaving it where it was supposed to end in the first place, is to make it go in a different direction and to be 10 times, more exciting, or as much as I can, to make it just different than the first stories were up until Farewell to Kindness. And I've been striving to do that, and I'm pretty sure I achieved that with Let's Welcome Chaos parts 1, 2, and 3, and Sting. Because I've, gotten very different responses, still positive, but very different responses to those. And I did try to continue editing my narration of The Final Crusade, but again, if you force yourself to do something, for one, you're not going to enjoy it. For two, like I said, the quality isn't going to be good. It's like, you can't rush yourself just to please other people, because these things are technically for you. You created them for yourself, and you chose to share them. I mean, think about the E.T. game. You want to know why it sucked so bad? It's because the guy had 5 weeks to do it, to get it out by Christmas. It could have been a good game if he had had, a longer allotment of time. And you saw what happened, for those of you who know about it, you saw what happened. It nearly killed the entire gaming industry. It was one of the biggest factors. E.T. wasn't the only thing that nearly killed the industry. And yes, the land where they buried the cartridges, it does exist, and but there wasn't just ET cartridges. It was tons of Atari stuff from warehouses, just gone and buried. But anyway, so that's what happens when you try to force yourself to do something just because you want to get it out by a certain time, or you want to get it out quickly. It's not going to be good, and I'm not the type of, oh my god, that is the cutest airplane I've ever seen! Oh my god! Anyway, I've never been one to cater so much to people that, I'm going to stress myself and strain myself just to please them, because my health comes first. And unfortunately, I did do that this time. I did give in to the fact that people wanted more after Farewell to Kindness, and I wish I hadn't, and I'm never going to do it again. But I gave in to peer pressure, and I basically dug my own grave by doing that. I let other people get to me, and so, you know, I said from the get-go, I said, if you want more, you're going to get more, and you're going to get a real ending, and you're going to hate it. You're going to love the journey. You might love the ending, I don't know, but it's going to end, and there will be none after it ends. And you're just gonna have to fucking deal with it. And I'm going to take this entire thing and put it on this crazy train and bring it off the rails of this crazy train. Going off the rails of this crazy train. You know, stuff. So, to do that, in order to make things feel different, and to feel more chaotic, to feel crazier than it was before, it takes a lot of planning. It takes a lot of energy, and it takes a lot of work. And unfortunately, so does proofreading. And most of all, the worst part of the process I decided to give myself is narrating. The reading's fine. It's the editing. And I really wish that I had somebody to edit for me, but for one, there's a huge possibility that I won't like the results because it's not the way that, I imagined it. For two, this kind of a thing, is where people want to be paid. And I don't have that money. So, and I have a majority of my real fans and Reitannites, my real fans, even if they only like muffins, they have expressed their patience. They have expressed that they understand and they acknowledge stress. And they have expressed their hatred toward the people who try to rush me, to try and get under my skin. And they deserve good quality. You guys who are true, whether you're just a fan or if you're an actual Reitannite, if you just like muffins but you are respectful toward the fact that I have my limits, you guys deserve good quality content. And if I can't provide that content to you, then I'm not going to, because I would just let you down. And that's not something I really fancy doing. Oh, it's a golf car. I can't imagine what I would use a golf car for. So, the fact that people care that I'm losing a small amount of subscribers, like everybody does. I mean, if you're a tiny channel with like 20 subscribers or 100 subscribers, by comparison, by ratio, you're going to lose subscribers at a very much slower rate. You gotta think of ratios. Now, somebody who has, over, millions of subscribers, guess what? They're still losing the same amount of subscribers, the same percentage. That's just how it works. People are going to unsubscribe for one reason or another. One could just be that YouTube is deleting unused accounts, but that's a small amount. Two, maybe people don't want to, or another small amount would be if they're deleting their accounts anyway. But, maybe people just aren't as fond as your content as they used to be. I've had plenty of channels that I've unsubscribed to just because I was like, and that's fine. That's normal. I mean, let's recognize normality. Let's recognize reality, little boys and girls, children's. And, people are honestly going to be impatient, and they're going to be all like, she's not bringing out this stuff that I subscribed in the first place, so I'm leaving. That's fine. I mean, that's your problem. I mean, I've said that I haven't quit, but if you don't have the patience, I honestly can't blame you, because there are a lot of times where I am very impatient. And, that's your choice. Maybe you won't resubscribe to me. Maybe you'll come back just to see if something's up, and if nothing is, then, go on your merry way. Who cares? And the people who complain about it, people who complain about not getting, not catering to their demands, basically. I don't want you here. Children, I don't want you here. If you're under 14, I don't want you here. I don't care if you think you can handle it. I don't care. I don't want you here. And I've never been secretive about that. So people are like, you need to post muffins or I won't subscribe to you. I'm like, okay. Oh well. Exactly what damage does that do to me? And it's like, some people will be like, you haven't posted blah 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 in like a year. If you don't, I'm gonna unsubscribe. I'm like, then do it, because your attitude is toxic and I don't want you here. And, and people will end up thinking that I'm really mean when I'm honest about that, because I am being mean to people who have been rude, mean, harmful first. I never start the thing unless I'm off my medication, and I haven't been off my medication for a very long time, so I'm in control. If you start shit, I'm going to defend myself, and that's if I feel like you need to hear me defending myself, like you need to hear the words that you so very much crave, otherwise you wouldn't have tried to start something. Or, if I don't want to waste my time on you, then I just ignore you and get rid of your comment. But I have every right to defend myself, and that's what people don't understand. I have every right to be mean to people who are mean first. I have that right. And yeah, when I'm mean, I can be ruthless, heartless, and just the most miserable person to talk to. But guess what? When you're not mean, when you're kind, when you're nice, respectful, civil, I'm not gonna be mean to you. What if somebody said, oh my gosh, this is like the best thing ever, I can't wait for more. They're saying that out of excitement. They're not necessarily mean, they literally can't wait. And what if I blew up at that person? That doesn't make any sense, because they weren't doing anything. Now, if somebody says, post muffins, I literally can't wait any longer. If that's demanding, that's rude, and I'm gonna, either get rid of your comment and ignore you because you're so thirsty for attention, I don't want to give it to you, or I'm going to give you that detention, or I'm going to give you that attention just because you just need to hear. You just need to hear somebody say these things, because obviously you're not hearing it. And, what is that? It's so sleek. And it's in the vehicle category. I don't know what that is. Anyway, so it's like, why do you care? For those of you who seem to watch my subscriber count as if it's your Lord and Savior, why do you care if the subscriber amount goes down a small percentage? Because yes, it is a smaller percentage. I gain more subscribers than I lose, and that's normal. That is normal and healthy for a channel. I don't care. In fact, I'm not saying that I don't care about the subscribers who are, kind, loyal, respectful, etc. I'm saying that even if I lost 80% of my subscribers for whatever reason, it really wouldn't matter that much to me, because that's not going to stop me from putting out videos. Why? Why would that? It's like, oh, what? The subscriber amount controls, your brain, and you're just gonna break down crying when you lose so many of your subscribers and you're not popular anymore. No, that's not how it works. And I hate that people think that that's how it works. Now, I don't care about the subscription number, but I do care about the people who have shown me kindness, respect, understanding, etc. So you guys who I'm, I like, who you are and stuff, who are nice, if you're nice. For you guys, that if my subscriber count went low and I lost you guys, I would care about losing you guys because I care. Hopefully that the majority of the subscriber count would not include you guys. So I'm hoping that a majority of my subscriber count includes you guys. I know there are a lot of subscribers I have that are just abandoned accounts. They subscribed when they went on YouTube and then they just meh. Or sometimes people are subscribed to people and just don't watch their content anymore, or whatever. Whatever the reason is. If you say that you're not gonna sub to me, that's not a threat. If you say you're gonna unsub to me, that's not a threat. Because I don't hide anything. I told you that I'm going to post something, but it's not going to be right now. I've told you that I don't have a set time. I've told you that I'm on a narration hiatus, and I've told you that I haven't quit. I've told you everything you need to know. And if you can't handle that, then that's not my problem, and it's not something that I care about. So, I don't know, it bothers me that such a trivial thing bothers other people. I'm sitting here like, okay, but this is my subscriber count, not yours. So, why do you care? I am literally nothing to you. My channel has nothing to do with you. Why does it concern you? Why do you care so much that you wanna, frickin' bend me over and just break my back because of it, trying to find metaphors and whatever, and it's just not working. Why do you care so much that you have to be so violent about it? There's no reason. And you know what it says to me? It says to me that all you care about is popularity. Now, you don't earn subscribers by telling people to subscribe to you. You earn subscribers by working hard and doing something that attracts people. And like I said, this being a recognizable channel, it's something that I didn't mean to do. It happened, and most of it is because of muffins. Yes, I know that was the boost to my channel, but my channel isn't going to fail just because I'm not doing it as often as I wish I was. Because do you really think that I enjoy being stressed? Enjoy having no interest in the things that I usually like doing? Because I don't. And this is not, a choice of myself. This is a choice for my health. Choice of myself, my wants. It's more of what I need, because wants and needs are different. And, honestly, if I don't know what I'm saying. It's just crazy. I had somebody message me on DeviantArt yesterday who said, "Hey, I've recently made a YouTube channel. Will you subscribe to me?" And I flat out told them, I said, don't self-advertise. It's pathetic. Because it is pathetic. If you're so eager to be popular that you need to tell other people to subscribe, like personally, like leaving a comment on their video telling them to subscribe to you, sending them a message telling them to subscribe to you, it's It's pathetic. It's an act of desperation. And it's like, okay, well, if you had good videos, if you worked for it, you know, then you wouldn't need to ask for subscribers. I mean, except for on your own videos, like me ending videos with subscribe, etc. That's on my video. I'm not going to other people's channels and telling people to subscribe to me. I'm not, telling people in chocolate car! I'm not telling people in my own comments, subscribe to me. I'm not messaging people and telling them to subscribe to me. It's not something that I need to do, and it's not something that I'm interested in doing. And I don't know, I just don't get it. I don't get it, I don't get it, I don't get it. And I have things that bother me, sure. I have tons of things that bother me. But it bothers me most when other people are stupid and push their stupidity on you like it's your fault. You know, it's like, again, I've said it already, why do you care? And to this person specifically that I don't even remember your screen name, who replied to that one comment, for one, I had the right to say everything that I said to that person. For two, again, why do you care? What does it do for you? How does it benefit you in any way? Is it gonna save your kidney, your failing kidney? Do you need a kidney transplant and my high subscriber count is going to save your freaking kidney? Is that something? Did you make a bet with somebody who was like, I'll give you my kidney if this person gets so many subscribers and doesn't lose any and stuff? Is it gonna save your life? Is it gonna save your marriage? What is it going to do for you? Nothing. What is it gonna do for your channel? Nothing. And I would love to see you in my position. I would love to see you do what I do under the exact same circumstances, health-wise and situational-wise. I would love to do that. Hell, I'd love to see you do some of the things that I'm able to do when I'm not so stressed. Like my animations. They're not phenomenal. They're not great. They're very mediocre, frame by frame, etc. But I'd like to see you do it. And I'd like to see it look, decent like mine do. They look pretty decent. And there's a lot of hard work that goes into it. I'd like to see you, do videos where you're literally watching minutes over and over and over again just so you can figure out what kind of cool thing or funny thing to insert. Little sounds, little pictures, video clips, etc. Having to spend hours upon hours editing a 20-minute video just because you want it to seem more entertaining by putting in little tidbits. And I would love to see you spend the incredible amount of hours put all together in creating my stories and narrations. The Final Crusade, I'm definitely not done with editing the narration, but so far, I have over 20 hours of me editing it, and I don't think I'm even at the halfway point of the story. And the story's probably gonna be around 45 minutes to an hour. That's 20 hours. I'd like to see you do it. My work isn't phenomenal. It isn't great. But it's not bad. Especially for my limitations. I do what I can to satisfy me and try to satisfy other people because I know that I am going to share them. And I'm a perfectionist. It's one of my many flaws, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. So I have to make sure that things are as perfect as possible, even going so far as to listening to an audio clip. If I hear a little tiny click that maybe came from my tongue or something, I have to zoom in on that audio wave, and I have to listen to milliseconds over and over again just to try and find that little click that no one else will even care about or notice. And I have to delete it, because if I don't delete it, it is gonna bug the shit out of me. And when I continued editing The Final Crusade a little bit, because I wanted to get it out by Halloween, but that was not happening, I tried to care a little less about it, tried to be less of a perfectionist about it, and you know, kinda, not really. I mean, you see it a lot in my Sims streams, where something bugs me, and I feel like I need to make it perfect. I'm about perfection, because I am so imperfect, and it bugs me. I want things to be perfect. So, I put a lot of work into stuff. And oftentimes I put a lot of work into stuff that doesn't need so much work. I didn't need to do all that. I didn't need to edit a video like that. I didn't need to do any of that. I don't need to make sure that I don't slip on voices. You know, I don't need to do every voice in its separate track just to make sure I don't accidentally go from Apple Bloom's accent to Bab's accent when it's supposed to be Apple Bloom still. You know, going from, say, Inky to Minky. I'm going to lose the pitch of voice that I chose. I don't need to do any of that. I could half-ass it. I could do it all. Just straight. And not care about the mistakes. I could do that. But then, I'm not going to be satisfied with it. And some of you may be satisfied with it, but it's just not going to be as satisfying as it would if, you know, it was better quality. And you guys know it's true. It's like people don't understand, what work ethic is. They don't understand that quality is better than quantity. And a lot of businesses don't understand that either, where they think, you know, they need to produce more stuff to meet the demands of you know, society, but in turn, all that stuff is really shitty. You know, instead, you know, you would put out things slowly to make sure they're of high quality and satisfy customers instead of focusing on money. Because that's what my subscribers are. Well, metaphorically, I can't... Okay, this metaphor is kind of messed up now. So, like, let's pretend that my channel is a big business, and the subscribers are my money. Because, basically, to a lot of, businesses, especially in the USA, people aren't people, people are money. So let's say I thought that way. I'm going to shell out things over and over and over again because I don't care about any of you. I don't care. You're just paying me. I really don't care about you. And you're going to probably complain, but I really don't care because this is the only place where you're going to get it. And you won't find it anywhere else, so you're still my customers. And blah-bitty-blibbity-blue, rude bigwig banter CEO cocaine-sniffing prostitute fucker. So, but if I'm a business that caters to the subscribers' needs and treat them as people, my product is going to come out slower. I might make less money, but I'm going to keep my consumers because they know that I'm loyal to their needs, to their quality, etc. Now, I know that, like I said, my projects are mostly for me, and I'm just sharing them with you, but because I'm sharing them is a motivation to make them the best that I have the ability to. So, you know, and honestly, more subscribers, more views, and more ad clicks means more money. Unfortunately, YouTube's screwing a lot of YouTubers and their channels with ad revenue and money. We have ad block where we don't even see the ads. Even if we see the ads, we don't click on them. So if you don't click on the ad, we don't get paid. It has nothing really to do with the subscriber count except, being a view count, but all the same, that doesn't matter. Likes and dislikes on a video, that doesn't matter. It doesn't hurt us. What hurts us is if you don't click on the ads. And why would you want to click on the ads? I wouldn't want to click on the ads. I use ad blocker. Just... So it's like, will my higher quality content encourage you to click on the ads? Probably not. So, it's the Encyclopedia Dramatica thing all over again. Oh, Reitanna, I'm gonna tell you that you need to do this because it will benefit you, I think. And this is what I would do. And I'm giving you advice that you don't need. I'm actually, intruding in on your... whatever, Reitanna can't speak. Aw, that's cute. So it's like with the Encyclopedia Dramatica thing, all these people are like, oh my god, I'm so sorry this happened to you, leaves link, when I had forgotten about it, and then once I've forgotten about it, I have another person that says, oh my god, they said such terrible things about, leaves link, and I'm like, oh yeah, that exists. Yeah, a part of it bugs me only just because of the stuff isn't true. And lies make me mad. I know the truth, but I have this obsessive desire to prove myself. And it's because I was told all my life by my sad excuse for parents that I wasn't going to make it, that I was going to become pregnant at 16, that I wasn't going to do anything in my life, and I was going to beg my family for money, and I was going to get raped by a guy who I decided to go out with, etc., etc. Yes, these are real things that I have been told. I do have the desire to prove myself, and honestly, it's given people a bad impression of me. It's given people a fictional version of me that they want to believe is the real me. But that's the thing. You can't say that all the things on the ED page is true and expect me to believe that it's true because it's not. And, I can tell you the truth. That's the thing I don't get, is people don't come up to you and just be like, hey, this, and this, is this true? It's like, if you wanna know something, ask the source. That looks like licorice. What is that supposed to be? I don't know, it's in German. Ask the source. You're not going to get anything from, I'm not even gonna call them rumors, from misinformation shelled out by somebody who is butthurt that I blocked them for being rude, who's probably like 12 or something, probably 15 by now. I don't know how long ago it was out. I don't really care. And honestly, when I saw the page, I saw screenshots because apparently the site gives you viruses if you use Internet Explorer. When I saw the page, I laughed. I mean, yes, it bothers me that the stuff isn't true, but it's so... I know how long it takes to make a web page, and this person put in so much energy. They used a picture of Coda to call me emo. As if I dressed as Coda as myself. It just didn't make any sense. And they kept doing this bah thing, and I'm like, that just makes you look so stupid. It did make me laugh. No matter what parts of it bother me, overall, it made me laugh. And that's what matters. What matters is it doesn't bug me. I mean, like I just said, parts of it bug me, but overall, I'm not going to, go through hoops and bounds just to try and get it taken down. I'm not going to be spiteful toward the person. I'm like, if somebody tells me that they have the ability to take it down, I'm going to say, okay, go ahead. But I'm not going to take the energy to try and take it down. Because it doesn't need to consume me. And honestly, it doesn't. It's only when it gets brought up that I even think about it or remember it. And it's like, again, why do you care? Why do you care? Why do you care? And the subscriber count, it's like, the person who left the comment, not the reply, the person who left the comment was like telling me how I could get my subscriber count up, and I'm like, dude, who put you? There's a certain phrase that I'm trying to use, and I don't remember what it's called. It's like, how dare you? Who put you in a situation where you think that you can put your input, and, just be a, oh my god, it's Renji's sword! Oh my god, it's Kenpachi's sword! Sorry. I'm a Bleach fan. So, you bring in your input in the worst way possible when I'm just fine. I'm fine. And you think I'm not. Am I really that important to you? That's the thing. If you don't like me, why do you take your energy on me? Why do you take the time out of your day to give me the attention that you want to give me or something? I don't know. I don't know how you guys work. It's like, if I hate somebody, I'm not going to comment on their stuff. I'm going to leave them alone. Like, Venus Angelic, oh my god! I'm not going to say much just because I don't need to rant about her, but I saw just a couple of her videos, and I think the only comment that I left was, I came here to see what all the fuss is about, now I'm gonna leave, or something like that. Because she's a piece of work. And I seriously feel like she is somebody worth hating. And, I dislike her, but I don't watch her videos. Every time I see it in a recommended, I'm just like, it's such a shame you're so cute and so toxic. But I'm not going to obsessively watch her videos just to make me feel so enraged by her behavior that I'm going to leave negative comments when she has literally done nothing to me. She doesn't even know I exist. That's just how it works. So, if you hate something, wouldn't it make sense to stay as far away from it as possible? It's like, if you just engage it, if you give it that attention, then that means you want its attention. And you care about the thing you hate, because otherwise you wouldn't acknowledge it. I feel like I keep repeating myself, and it's because I am. It's because I'm so baffled by the behavior of human beings. It really doesn't make sense. And I don't know, for somebody to actually have the audacity to come in and tell me how to do my job / hobbies, no. Because, yeah, I wish my channel right now, I wish I had the ability to make my channel as quality as it was in 2013. I think 2013 was the highlight, where I think I was having mostly a manic episode that caused me to be able to shell out things and be excited about things. But when you live, for those of you who have a mental disorder, when you live with a mental disorder, and when life around you is shitty, out of your control, there are just things that aren't going to happen, that just aren't going to happen then. You just feel like you can't do it at that moment. And I hate that. I really do. I really wish that I could make things perfect. I really wish that things could be like in Cephalon, like in Smilesville, and just make things so much easier, cost of living so much lower, where money isn't the thing that does make you happy, because let's face it, you can't be happy without money in this day and age. And, you know, just overall stresses that are happening in the world that honestly come back to you. Because, like the whole healthcare thing, that was stressing me out enormously. Because, you know, having my healthcare at all was a freaking bitch to get. And now I have to go and change states and try and figure out how to get healthcare in another state? That's bogus. These are stressful times. I'm 27 years old. And no, I am not the most mature person in, you know, of my age. I'm pretty immature for my age. I'm not going to deny that. Unfortunately, that's not something I can fix, because that is something that has been conditioned into me since I was a child, because I didn't have a childhood. I'm very sorry, but I'm not going to be ashamed of how immature I am, because it's not my fault. I'm more immature when I'm off my medication, of course. That's why I describe Anna as being very childish. Minigun! Minigun. I'm looking at weapons now. With chainsaw grip, what does that even mean? I don't know weapons. So, you know, 27 years old, my boyfriend's 30, we pay bills, we take care of our children, which are our rats, we have to live life as society asks to, because we're lower middle class. We're struggling in California. That's nothing that we can control. It's not our fault. And it's not my fault that both of us get stressed about it. You know, I've gained quite a bit of weight because of my sugar addiction, because sugar is one of the things that, basically my drug that I turn to when I'm so stressed. And Mike has been eating more too, and he sadly looked at me and he's like, I had to bring out my fat pants. And I was like, oh honey, we'll get there, don't worry. I made it, like a goal. I said, I'm not gonna even care about what I eat until after we move, because that's when we can start over, you know. And we've lost weight before, easily. We know how to do it. We know it can happen. So, you know, and unfortunately, being fat makes you more stressed, because you're like, oh, I'm such a piece of shit. I feel like shit. I can feel how heavy I am. But that just makes you feel more stressed, and that makes you eat more, and, you know, stuff. There's a lot of life factors that minors don't understand and don't put into, Demo Man grenade. They don't, what is the word I'm looking for? Reitanna. Learn how to speak. I know the word. Consideration. They don't put these kinds of things into consideration when they try to see it from another person's point of view, as if they were their age, if that makes sense. Soda popper. Scattergun. Because unfortunately, if you haven't lived in the real world, you don't understand the real world. And the real world sucks. It sucks, and I guarantee that a majority of you are going to struggle. Unless you're rich. If you come from a rich family, you'll be fine, don't worry about it. But if you're middle to lower class, you are going to struggle. And it's going to be hard, and you're going to miss being a kid where mommy and daddy does everything for you. It's going to be literal hell. And you're going to hate it. Because we all hate it. We all hate it. But we all have to go through it. You know, we all have to say, well, this sucks, but there's really nothing I can do about it. It does. It sucks. And we can complain about it all we want, but there's nothing we can do. We can't change anything. We can complain until, you know, we've got like, I don't know, 1,000, 10,000 people who aren't rich on our side. That's not going to change anything because we don't have any power. Basically, the way society is designed is, you know, we have to live our lives around the people who have power. It sucks. I'm sorry. It sucks. I wish it weren't that way. And I will complain until the cows come home. I hate it. I'm not gonna hide the fact that I hate it. But at least I know that I can't do anything about it. And that sucks. And I'm gonna complain about how much that sucks too. That's just how it is. And real world problems are much more important than how many subscribers you have. So, I don't know, I just want to know, if any of you guys can tell me, can explain to me, why on earth do other people care about you so much? Like, not in the way that, hey, I care about you because I care about you, but in the way where they care that you have certain issues, even if they're trivial. You know what I'm trying to say. Reitanna can't speak, but you know what I'm trying to say. Bloody axes. Eee! Can somebody explain that to me? I have a lot of problems understanding quite a few characteristics of modern society. I don't know why. I think it's because the reason why Minky Pie's history was growing up in a cellar is because that cellar is a metaphor for the fact that I grew up in the dark. I didn't have the things that I needed to actually experience growing up. And I have a lot of good memories, don't get me wrong. 100% of my life hasn't been torment. And I was thinking last night of actually making a video where I highlight, like, where I rant about all the good things, all the cherished moments that I have. I think that would be good for me and maybe interesting for you guys. I don't know. If you've listened this far, let me know what you think about that. If you want to hear the things that I like about what's happened in my life, I'd be happy to share that kind of stuff. And chances are I'm probably going to do it anyway. But so a lot of human behavior is something that I've had to get used to. The fact that a majority of people smoke pot like it's normal. I never understood that. I thought it was rare. The fact that people lie without remorse so easily and, you know, they could just lie about anything. I never understood that. Yes, I have lied in my life. I'm not gonna hide that. But I admit I didn't lie as much as other people do, not in the same way. I usually lied if it would keep me from getting in trouble. And as I learned, lying gets you into more trouble. And that's one of the reasons why, that's one of the reasons why I decided to stop. It was quite hard to train myself how to not lie at all, including to myself. So, it's not an easy process, especially if you're used to lying. So, I never understood that cheating on your loved one, on your partner, on your spouse, seems to be a normal thing. Like it happens all the time. I still don't really understand it. It's always a surprise to me. I'm just like, how can somebody do that? And it's taken a lot, and it's still taking a lot for me to understand how somebody could do that. Because I genuinely don't understand it. It's like a completely foreign concept that does not register in my head. Pyramid bow? But you do not have a quiver. I need a quiver. Oh, whatever, I'll collect you anyway. So, you know, and now that I'm an adult, now that I've crossed the threshold, it's, you can't unteach these things. They're there. They're stuck. Everything that I've been conditioned to know, conditioned to believe, every behavior that stems from, you know, a broken childhood, all of that, it's there, and it's set, and you cannot change it. And for those of you who have had, you know, a bad childhood, you know, whether it's worse or not as bad as mine, because, trust me, there are way worse things than my childhood. Way worse things. It just... Anyway, you know that you have behaviors of yourself that you don't like about yourself, and every time you try to change it, it never... You can't. It may seem like you've changed, but then you just go right back to the way you were before. And it makes you really upset. You know this. Because you've experienced it. And other people who don't understand, they don't understand how we can just not change. Because they don't understand that they can't change either. Because they have their own problems. They're just not the same as ours. And my problems aren't the same as one of your problems. It's really unfortunate. And I hate it. I really do. And there are plenty of things about me that I would change if I could. So, you know, don't think I'm proud of myself. Don't think that, don't think that I'm happy with how I turned out. Don't think that I think that I'm the best person ever. Because, for one, I actually can't understand how you would think that. For two, I'm not. And I understand that, and I know that. It's just, you can make up a fictional version of me, whether it's based on the ED page, whether it's based on, people spreading rumors, people slandering, whether it's based on you seeing my replies to unkind comments and not realizing that I was rude because that person was rude first. You can make a fictional version of me, but that fictional version of me does not exist in the real world. And you would know that if you just asked me. So, if you make a fictional version of me, yeah, it bothers me because I know the truth and I want to, feel like shove the truth in your face violently, bash your skull against a wall because you're stupid for believing rumors. But it's still your problem, and it's not mine. So, there have been a couple of instances where I was able to tell some people, you know, where they were wrong, the misconceptions, etc. And they apologized because now they understood. Now they understood the truth, etc. Do I say etc. a lot? I probably do, huh? I probably say a lot of things a lot. You know, and then I've tried with other people, and some people just refuse to listen. And when they refuse to listen, it's like, I don't even know. It's so hard because of the fact that, you know, my lifestyle choice is honesty, and when I tell somebody something, it confuses me that they don't believe me right away. And that's because, again, the thing that I cannot understand is the fact that so many people can just lie through their teeth about anything and, you know, are untrustworthy. And I need to tell myself and teach myself that, you know, I don't trust people because they lie. I had to learn that the hard way. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. You know, and it's not just little lies that made me not trust people. It's all sorts of very terrible things. And I know a lot of you, who knows, also do not trust anybody. And honestly, not trusting people is a very safe way to live. And that's a part of my PTSD, is live life safely. I think that's also part of my social anxiety, but, you know, who knows? The brain is a magnificent and horrible thing. So, I don't know. It's like, let people deal with their own problems, unless they reach out for help. And reaching out for help is not the same as trying to get attention. If you notice somebody's subscriber count going down a little bit, it's not your problem. It's probably not even the person's, you know, who owns the channel's problem. Just stay out of it. It has nothing to do with you. It doesn't concern you. My mere existence does not concern you. I am literally one of the least important people in your world because I'm a complete stranger. Okay? I'm as important to you as that guy you saw at Walmart one time wearing a hat that you liked. You know? I'm as important as that person across the street that you actually haven't spoken to, even though you've lived there, both of you lived there for 20 years. I'm as important to you as that one kid in your class, if you go to school, that one kid in your class that, you know, you recognize their face, but you don't know their name, you've never spoken to them, and you probably aren't ever going to. Or even I'm as important as some person you don't even notice and pass on the street. So, my philosophy is, and this is not a narcissistic thought, my philosophy is if you give attention to somebody you hate, and hateful attention at that, negative attention, you crave their attention. And it's not because like if you insult me and shit, you want my attention. And that's not me saying I'm so special everybody wants my attention. That's me saying that's logical because why else would you? Anybody who doesn't want my attention wouldn't try to get it. You know, obviously when you insult somebody, you're trying to get them to respond. You want to see them blow up. You want to upset them, etc. Again. So, you know, okay, sometimes I will give you the attention that you obviously thirst for, and sometimes I'll just decide that you're really not worth my time. And you're probably not worth my time anyway, but I'm sensitive, so, you know, I hate that about myself too. Wish I was like Mike and I could just brush things off. But, that's just not how my mind works, and I wish it did. Again, so many flaws. So many flaws. I wish I could make myself into a perfect person. I wish I was perfect, Reitanna. I could say I wish all I want. It's never gonna happen. It never will. For anybody. Nobody's perfect. Get used to it. And stop accusing people of thinking they're perfect when they've never said such a thing. Not seriously, at least. You know, I make fun of the fact that people call me vain or narcissistic or whatever they want to call me. And I make fun of the fact, oh, I think I'm so special because I do this, and I'm just 1 out of 8 billion people who in the world, but I'm the special one, you know? I make fun of it, but I've never given any reason for anybody to think that I think I'm better than everybody else. Sure, I'm better than some people, i.e. people who decide to ruin their lives with drugs, people who decide that they want to, you know, again, harm other people online when they've never done anything to you, you know, people who just make bad decisions. But I'm not the only person who's better than those people. People who are better than those people are better than those people. I'm not the only person who's better than other people, and there are plenty of people who are better than me and people like me, if that makes sense. I mean, how can one possibly fathom that they are better than everybody else when there are so many people on the planet? It doesn't make any sense. It's not logical. Unless you're like Donald Trump and you suffer from narcissistic personality disorder, because he does. He needs help. He needs mental help. It is a mental disorder. He is sick. And chances are he can't help it. I'm not defending him at any point. It's horrible, but he needs to get help. There's a lot of people who need help that don't get it, and it's just like, guys, it's just like, I want to make Sims versions of Team Fortress 2 characters, and possibly female versions of them, but for the life of me, I cannot find an Australian hat. I don't know what they're called, but you know, the one that Sniper wears. And I think we associate the hat with Australia. So, you know, some people use a cowboy hat for him. I just feel like that's an insult. I don't know if there was anything else I was gonna talk about. I don't know. I've been really into 3D modeling at the moment. It's a new hobby, so it's something that I get more excited about more often. There are times where I bring up a project and I close it right after because I'm like, I don't want to do this. I have no motivation, etc. It's just like any of my other hobbies, but since it's a new hobby and it's developing skill, it's something that I like to do. And I haven't been in the mood for drawing, which sucks because everything new to my DeviantArt has either been literature or screenshots of The Sims. Which I guess could kind of count as art, especially if you're, you know, using custom content that you made yourself, but, you know, there's a lot of things that I wish would happen. There's a lot of things that you guys wish would happen. But they won't. And if they don't, it shouldn't bother somebody else. It just shouldn't. Ooh. So, I don't even know if that person was listening to this. This is what I need. I don't know if that person listened this long, if they did. Oh, I already have it in my favorites. Whether they did or not, it's not really important, but, you know, if the person is, seriously, focus on your own issues, okay? If you care about your subscribe count, that's your problem. So, focus on you. My subscribe count has nothing to do with you, so, you know. Leave me alone. But if they're not, then it just makes me feel better to get all of this out. But that's another thing, is, I get a couple of people, it's very low percentage, saying that, you know, why are you doing these long-ass rants where you just talk? Why aren't you doing anything else? And I'm like, or people who are like, you just do these for attention, me. I'm not sure if I already explained this, but this is self-therapy for me, and thirst zapper. And my original point of doing this is just like my blog. It's where I talk about something as if somebody's listening, or as if somebody's reading. Talking to myself doesn't have the same effect, because I'm tricking my mind into thinking that I am actually talking to people. All I need is an ear, and making things public makes it feel like I do have an ear. I never expected people to actually listen to my entire LARs and like them. I never expected that. And it still actually kind of surprises me. It doesn't really... Brock Sampson! It doesn't really matter if people listen to these or read my blog. What matters is that it feels like I'm talking to somebody. And even if I had, like, 0 views on them for, you know, I don't know, a year, which that would probably be impossible because people want to click on something and then they realize that they don't really want to watch it, so they click back, still counts as a view, etc. But I really need to stop saying that. But, you know, regardless, whether somebody listens or not, an imaginary force is listening. I don't know what I'm saying. I know what I mean. It just makes me feel better. And it's good for my health. And if I were asking for attention, in any sense, trust me, I could get attention. And I wouldn't be discreet about it. I'm not discreet about anything. If I wanted attention of the negative variety, I wouldn't even beat around the bush about it. I would just out and say, you know, look at me, probably do something outrageous and illegal. Voila, attention. It's so easy. But it seems to be a fad nowadays where if anybody just talks, they want attention. If somebody expresses an opinion, they just want attention. You know, and opinions are good as long as they don't harm other people. You know, so somebody coming around and saying, my opinion is that you suck. That's not okay. That's something you need to keep to yourself. So, you can say, you know, I dislike this person, I don't, well, even saying, like, I don't really care for you is sort of passive-aggressive, but you shouldn't insult somebody with your opinion. So you can disagree with somebody without hurting them. But again, I'm really surprised that people actually do listen to my LARs all the way through. People tell me that my voice is soothing or something. Cool. I mean, it's not like I'm asking for advice. Sometimes I ask questions in here for anybody who's listening, but I'm not asking for help. I'm just talking. And it makes me feel better. And I honestly would encourage other people to do the same. I know King Spook did a couple of 12-minute LARs, which in my book doesn't count as long ass. So, I don't know if it made him feel better, but I think more people should do something like a long ass rant, whether they want to call it something else or whatever, where they express themselves. Because we've been conditioned to believe that we're not allowed to express ourselves. We're not allowed to complain about things. We're not allowed to have an opinion. But if more people did it, a lot of stress would be released. People wouldn't be so pent up and have the urges to be hateful toward each other. And a lot of the emotional toxins would, leave your body, metaphorically. It doesn't cure all stress, but it does make you feel better about a situation that bothers you. About a situation that just happened, about a situation that happened a week ago, or just something in general, like human behavior. It feels good to talk. And whether somebody listens or not, that's not the point. The point is to talk and make your mind think that somebody is listening. And, people can accuse me of wanting attention all they want. And I could have this thirst for wanting to prove them wrong. But I need to try to get over that thirst. I need to remind myself that I know the truth and that's all that matters. I'm trying to train myself to not, I don't know what I'm doing. My life is, well, just like anybody else's, topsy-turvy all around the place and scattered, and I'm scattered. I don't know how to say things, and I'm always tired, and I'm always in pain. My bones feel like I'm 40 as opposed to almost 30. My bones. Anyway. So, I've probably gone on for a really long time. Oh, I expected 2 hours, not an hour and a half. I guess things just seem longer when you're scrolling through pages of stuff. I'd probably say more, but I don't really have any ideas of what I could say, so I'm just gonna go ahead and end it here. So, if you listened this far, cool. If you liked it, make sure to leave a like. And if you like my stuff at all, make sure to subscribe, spread the word of awesome, become a Reitannite. And if you want notifications, click that little bell. And I shall see you, alligators and crocodiles. Goodbye.